welcome back to another movie review. So I know the last one up was Saturday Night Fever. Well, I found out when I watched that apparently there's a sequel. Now, when I first watched Saturday Night Fever, it was on Amazon Prime, and that one still is. However, had I just watched them back to back, Staying Alive, the sequel, would have still been on there. But because I dragged my fucking feet, now it's not. And now it's on Paramount Plus. And try as I might to find an official means of downloading it, for lack of a better word. Trying not to get in trouble. Yeah, I was like, well, shit. I really want to know what happens next. But I've also had this beef about, for whatever the frick reason, not wanting to shell out for Paramount Plus on top of all the things I already freaking pay for. It's getting ridiculous. But, just curiosity won out. My dad tried to warn me. He tried to warn me. He said, dude, it's horrible. It is a shit show. It's not worth the time of day. It's not worth the celluloid it's printed on. Don't bother with it. Just don't watch it. And I was like, yeah, but you've said that about so many things before, where you thought they were shit, but it's like one of my favorite things. So clearly, you and I do not see eye to eye on 99% of things. This is the 1% of the time I should have listened to him. Never thought those words would be coming out of my mouth. I really, 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 really hate ever admitting to my dad being right about anything ever. Because usually he has horrible taste in most things. So, and really poor judgment in most things. So I really didn't want to listen to him on this one. I still wanted to prove him wrong. Unfortunately, not to be. So I shelled out my $5. Signed up for Paramount Plus because I already used my free trial for Beavis and Butthead when those new episodes came out. Oh, by the way, Season 2 comes out next month, so I guess I'll be keeping this active for that. Cool. Love that for me. Anyway, yeah, it's like that. I have terrible taste too, I know, but regardless, fine. Plunked out my $5. And I turned it on. And just the sheer 80s-tasticness of it is enough for me to already be regretting my life choices in under 5 minutes. Like, it's bad enough to where I had to pause it less than 5 minutes in and just get up and take a breather and walk the hell away and come back to it. I lost track how many times this happened throughout it. It's like watching Birth of the Beatles all over again. If you haven't seen my review on that, go on back. But regardless, seeing Red Foreman as a choreographer is interesting, like a decade before he was Red Foreman. And I'm fairly certain the chick who played Kitty was also in the dancing group in that same scene. So I'm like, what the hell were the odds of this? What the hell? But anyway, that is a side note. That doesn't even matter. I don't think I looked at the year on this before I went into it, so I did not manage my expectations well. But also hearing Bee Gees attempt to do 80s styling, so I'm like, no, go back to the 70s, go back to the 70s stuff, I don't want this. Tap out, I don't want it anymore, stop. But more of a curiosity, I'm like, no, I have to see how this plays out. Like, I knew going in that, yeah, he goes to Broadway. I knew that much. I figured, okay, well, sounds like a pussified version of the last movie, but I love a good Broadway story, so I guess we're doing this. So, alright, I hang with it. And immediately, it's very interesting to me, the shift in just the few years that have passed between the first film and the second. It's like there's been a gender swap in the objectification. Suddenly, the women are now objectifying him instead of him being the one objectifying the women, although that comes back later, but okay. So apparently we're doing that, and part of me is also feeling like, well, I could kind of get behind that, alright, whatever, but like, I don't know, I'm like already just not feeling it on this film, like going into it. It only goes downhill from there. Travolta's character is just as much a slimy scumbag as he was in the first one. Total cheat. Again. Why this chick puts up with his ass, I don't know. Kick his ass to the curb, which, spoiler 40 years later, is exactly what she does later on. But, like, regardless, I am, like, so frustrated for this poor woman putting up with his bullshit for God only knows how many years at this point. Up to the point of this film, I'm just like, honey, been there, done that. Dump him! You deserve better! Anyway. Oh my god, just, the whole plot of it, of him trying and largely failing to make a name for himself on Broadway, and him feeling like he's so full of his fucking self, and yet no one gives a shit about him here. It's just like, yeah, I'm sure this is a tale as old as time in New York City, and like, yeah, I get that, but okay, it's already played out, like, in the first half hour. Can we, like, just skip this and not? If I wanted a story about rejections from musicals, I would just go out and audition for more musicals and get rejected like I did through all of my 20s. But anyway, yes, I still have PTSD over that. Shut up. Anyway, so, clearly, I have unresolved issues, and maybe this is why I'm so harsh on this, but I feel like I am not the only one who is this harsh on this movie. Oh god, the whole thing just, like I said, I kept having to pause it and walk away because I was like, I can't. It's too stupid. I fucking can't with this. So, I kept walking away, take a breather, come back, last about another 15 minutes, and oh my god, I'm so sick of his shit. But like, I don't know, I have a very love-hate relationship with John Travolta. It's like, the stuff he's in, I either love him or I can't stand him. There is no in-between. It totally depends on the role. It's funny because I liked him in the first film, but by this one I'm like, I am so over this. Oh my god, I thought I wanted to see this. I changed my mind. I should have backed out while it was still early in. But then I was like, before I knew it, I was halfway, I was like, well, we've come this far. We're watching the rest. So I sat through the rest. Cringing the entire time, and just being like, how much? I think I had my hand constantly hovering over, like, the bar at the bottom of the screen to see how much is left of this? How much more is there to sit through? Good god, that much more? Fuck, but like, my frustration with this thing was through the roof. Usually I'm not this critical of movies. I don't know why I was so harsh on this one, but again, I'm far from the only one who felt this way. And it just bothers me that much more that A, I paid money for this one, and B, my dad was right about it. He's not allowed to be right. He's never allowed to be right, come on! And you who know my dad know he's not allowed to be right about shit. But anyway. So... given how many years this movie has been out, I don't think I really need to rehash the plot. Basically, John Travolta tries out for musicals, fails at musicals, gets into a musical, hooks up with the star of a musical, cheats on his girlfriend, is a total narcissistic prick, still ends up the star of the show, goes too far, gets in trouble for it, saves the show, the fucking end. Nutshell, there you go. But like, the part where I think I felt myself just die inside was the ending of, what are you gonna do now? I'm gonna strut! And then it starts playing Staying Alive. I'm like, that's how you bring this song into it? I had kind of honestly forgotten that was even the title of the movie by this point in it, because the rest was so 80s-tastic that was like, oh, we're doing that again. That only worked in the first one. In this one, after all we have just sat through, it's just like, fuck off with that. I'm sorry. No. Just get out of here. Like, no. So, I have a lot of feelings about this, clearly. But, yeah, I just was not feeling it on this one. For any of you who love this film, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We are allowed to agree to disagree. But I'm sorry, this is one of, like, the worst things I've watched in a while. And that's saying something. I just watched Cocaine Bear yesterday, and that was better than this. That was at least fun. But, like, bro. Yeah, no, this one... Once was enough. Once was enough. I do not need to revisit this film again, ever. Sorry. No. Again, I love a good Broadway movie, but this was not it for me. Just, no. Anyway. Yeah, one and done for this one. No repeat watchings, I don't think so. Again, I apologize if you love this film. I'm sure you probably hate something I love. We're allowed to have different opinions, but this one I would give it like a 2 out of 5. I won't be so cruel as to give it a 1. There was a couple of very brief moments that were okay in it. But the rest of it, I just tossed it in the bin. It's done. It's done. So, anyway. Those are my thoughts on it. I have a lot of feelings. Most of them negative, but most of them also just annoyed that I paid money for this thing and it sucked that bad. But as my dad pointed out, he's like, hey, it could be worse. You could have paid the movie ticket price and gone and see it in the theater. But then I pointed out, yeah, but when that was in theaters, the movie ticket price would have been less than I paid for the Paramount Plus subscription. God damn it. So yeah, case in point, but what can you do? It's done and over now. So I'm like, well, I need a palate cleanser. I need a palate cleanser. Anyway, that is it for this one, guys. So it's been a while since you've heard me rant about something that sucked real hard. So there you go. Those of you who love that, there you go, it's catnip for you. But anyway, you guys know what to do. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you're not already and you'd like to be, click subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you never miss an upload, leave comments down below. Make sure you're following my social media accounts, my Facebook fan page, my Twitter, my Instagram, my eBay, my Reddits, everything and more is all down below. And if you like what I do here on this channel and you'd like to help support it, the donation link, as always, is down in the description. Anyway, guys, till next time, see ya.